if you're a new entrepreneur or you're thinking about becoming one, then you're probably wondering, what are the hardest parts? What are the things I need to know that I don't know and that I won't know until I get started? Well, I have a list of things that I would absolutely go back and tell myself if I could when I started 10 years ago. So that's what I want to share with you today. Good morning, good life. Welcome back to AMYTV, where we come together to help you go after the life you want. Thing number one you need to know is that pricing matters. Usually when we're just getting started, we'll take anyone who will write us a check. And you know what? We may have to make those decisions. It's good to get experience. But as you go along the way, every single time you get a new client, any kind of new work, paid, unpaid, trade, or you're getting a check, you always get more experience and you can learn from the process. Every time you do the work, you can take that experience forward with you. My first client was unpaid, but the next one paid me a little bit of money. And then the next one paid me more. And we kept going up, honey. We didn't go down. The reason I say pricing matters is that after you've gotten experience and you know what you're doing and you have a process for how you serve your customer, you need to stick with that pricing. Only you will know how much your costs are, how much you need to make to be able to pay your bills, how much you're gonna have to pay in taxes and all the things that you're writing off, who you need to pay to help you. So trying to pull just any number out of your butt about what you're going to charge for something is not going to work long term. At the beginning, I know we're just trying to Google and see what market value might be, but get a feel for what your costs are and what it means for you to do business, because you need to be able to profit off of what you're doing eventually, and you also need to take care of your expenses. You don't want to end up in a situation where you're so far down in debt because you're not charging enough. Which leads me to my next tip, which is something I wish I could go back and tell myself so bad. This is probably top of the list. Custom work always costs more, not less. Sometimes we have people come to us, let's say we're in the services industry and they want to work with us and they want to pay us for what we do, but they want it a special kind of way and they feel like they can work with you a little bit and they say, I want it done this way and I want it to cost this much and this is how I'm going to pay you. And you might be tempted to say yes to that because you know what? At least it's someone who wants to pay you for what you're good at and you're getting started and you need to get a feel for things. But the issue with custom work is that we never get a process down. If every single customer is getting deliverables in very different ways, we don't get better at what we do, we get more spread apart. Also, here's a big pro tip here, and something I just talked to a client about last week. She was being asked for just that. She had somebody saying, you know what, I do want to work with you, I've really gotten to know you, this is great. This is how I would like it to happen, which is not at all what her offering was. And she said, you know, what should I do? I feel like I really want to take this client on, but I don't understand why she's now throwing me this curveball that she doesn't want to do things the way that I've designed for my business. And I said, listen, if this customer wants to work with you, they're looking for you to be the thought leader. Part of that thought leadership is for you to stick to your guns and your processes, because you wouldn't be an expert at what you do unless you had those to back you up. So I told her, I said, you know what? Just let her know, you know what, it sounds like this isn't gonna be a fit for you right now. I would love for you to think about it further. This is how I typically do things. That's the magic phrase, because it says to them, I have been doing this, I have experience, and I know what I'm doing, and you can trust me. And that's usually the thing they need to hear. And guess what? That client texted her right back and said, never mind. However you want to do things, I'm in, I'm down. I know you have my back. Don't second guess yourself, because you're giving those customers an opportunity to do it as well. And then we customize the work. As soon as you've gone through and made everything just so pretty the way they want it, they don't sign up. Custom work always costs more, not less. My third tip is made possible by the sponsor of this episode of AMYTV, and that's our friends at NerdWallet. You guys know I'm a huge fan of NerdWallet. When you are trying to cover your bases, make sure you understand what's going on with your finances, and that could never be more important than when you are an entrepreneur. So my tip is for you to choose your business credit card very carefully. When we work for ourselves, there's a lot of stuff that we do that we need to be able to write off because it contributes to how we do business. And having the right place for where you charge those expenses is very important. First and foremost, you do not want to be muddying the waters between personal and business. You've got to have that card that's specifically just for business stuff, easier to track, easier to do your accounting, and you're also going to potentially see some benefits from using a business credit card. This is what I head over to nerdwallet.com for because they help me find the best resources when I'm trying to find the right credit card for my business. So depending on, if you do a lot of travel, you have a lot of travel expenses, using NerdWallet to be able to search what are the best travel resource credit cards that I can use where I'm going to get more back for what we spend money on. Or maybe your number one expense is something completely different. But when you go to a resource like nerdwallet.com, you're not just choosing the credit card thing that comes in the mail. You're going through and you're strategically choosing something that not only is going to be right for your business, potentially it can make your personal life a little bit better as well when you get some extra miles or you get some things when you are benefited by taking clients out to dinner, etc. So I highly recommend you go to NerdWallet. They're going to show you all the best financial institutions, all the best business credit cards that are going to pay you back in lots of different ways. And you're going to know exactly what you're signing up for, the annual fees, how to avoid them if that's possible, the percentages you're going to pay. When you go to this resource, you're not just choosing a random credit card, you're really being as strategic as you would be for the work that you do for your business when you're choosing the place where you will charge your expenses. Go check out your best business credit card options over at nerdwallet.com, and thanks so much to them for sponsoring this episode of AMYTV. Tip number 4, people are people. Give them the benefit of the doubt. If you haven't heard back from somebody after you pitch them your business and you're wondering, are they gonna do it? Do they wanna work with me? And you do not follow up with them because you are afraid to. People are people, they forget about things, they put things off. You have to be able to follow up and know that you're not being a pest. You are doing a good job of selling your business, and they might need you to show a little bit of initiative. When someone says, hey, I want to partner with you and I want to promote you and I want us to work together, and then suddenly they get very busy, people are people. Give them the benefit of the doubt. Just continue to follow up. It can be really easy when you're a new entrepreneur to feel that things get a little bit cliquey in different worlds and that people want to only help themselves and not you. And spoiler alert, that's true. People are in it for themselves. It doesn't necessarily mean they're not collaborative. It doesn't mean that they're never going to work with you. You have to be persistent. You have to be willing to say oh, that guy didn't send me as much business as I thought, but my life is not over yet. Business is not over yet. I'm still here. They're still here. You never know what's going to happen. This is why you don't want to burn bridges. You don't want to get all fired up about stuff just because it didn't happen in 5 minutes. If you have the audacity to start a business that's supposed to change your life, you need to be in this for the long haul. And sometimes building those relationships takes time. So be patient, give people the benefit of the doubt. And remember, they're not your best friends. They're not your family. These are business acquaintances. We are here to serve each other and hopefully lift each other up so that we can get some of the benefits of that. If we take things too personally, that cannot happen. Tip number 5 is kind of in conjunction with that. It's the one weakness I've had for so long. And so I know even if I went and told myself this, I still may not listen because today I'm still working on it. But it's ask for help. One of the coolest things when you first start your business is how much of it you're passionate about, to the point where you will do stupid stuff that's menial $5 an hour crap because you're just so obsessed with every aspect of your business and you want to learn and you want to absorb, and those are good traits. However, if we forget to ask for help, we don't advance. And even asking for help on things that you don't necessarily need someone to help you with, but frees up your time so that you can get to the $200, $300, $500, $1,000 an hour level. That's where we want to go. So in order to get there, we have to ask for help. We have to remember that when we have weaknesses, we should not be working on them. We should be finding better ways to get them accomplished so we can focus on the things that we are absolutely best at. No one in my business can sit here and talk to this camera the way that I do. That is the one thing that I have to do on my own. But there's a bunch of other stuff that makes this video happen. And I can ask for help to make sure that it gets out there to you. So what are the different things that you can ask for help on? It doesn't necessarily mean that you're at a point of weakness. It just means you are powerful enough, you're smart enough to know your weaknesses don't define you, and you can ask for people to support you in those ways. Maybe it's hiring people, it could be freelancers, it could be in-house. Maybe you're not there yet and you're looking for other people who you can serve in different ways, but can still support you in the way that you are not showing as many strengths. When we're too afraid to ask for help, we actually end up in a situation where our business can never get to that dreamy vision that we truly have when we started, because it's always going to be this one-person show that can only go so far because we only have so many hours in the day. Thing number 6 that you absolutely must know if you're starting a business and the introverts in the room are going to be bummed about is that networking is essential. You absolutely must get to know people and find ways to support other people if you want to be able to be supported yourself. Word of mouth happens because people talk to each other about what you're doing. The only way that you can start that off is by doing it yourself. Even if we're not attending networking events, I'm not trying to give you something gross, but you see someone online, you love what they're doing, and you ask them, hey, want to do a digital coffee? Or is there anything that I can help promote for you? Because I feel like we have similar audiences. That networking is going to benefit you so far and so long. And the best thing that you can do, practically speaking, is have a CRM. Have something where you can track your people and the relationships that you're building. Have you checked in with Joe in the last year? If not, and you met him at some conference a long time ago, check in with him, send an email, send a text and say, hey, was thinking of you, how's business, what can I do to support? Just by expressing that interest, it is such a game changer for your ability to network. It's not about, hey, what can you do for me right now? It's just, hey, I exist and I know you do, and I would love to know if I can help you. By the way, asking for help gets a lot easier when you offer help frequently. And my final tip, the 7th thing you need to know if you're a new entrepreneur, is if you want to predict the future, create it. This is why we talk about goals and visualization, and it's so important to remember, where are we going? Because we want to reverse engineer that. And if you want to know what's happening in the future, if you want to predict it, if you want to get excited about it, then see it and then do the things that somebody would do in order to build that thing. We sit here wishing and hoping and scrolling social media and comparing instead of envisioning and then going after that vision. That's what I want for you. If you're starting a business, and again, you're in this for the long haul, take the steps toward the big thing that you want to happen, the prediction you hope comes true, by doing the work to get there. Create that vision. That's all for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. Remember, subscribe for good vibes, kiss the ones you love, and go after the life you want. Cheers. I'm sorry I looked very sleepy in this episode, but you should check out these other videos because I made them for you and I think you'd enjoy them.